Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shift it to the right, shift it to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Yeah, I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this episode of What a Horse. Got my good buddy Jerry Williams with me.
Yes, sir.
Now, I want to thank Maxine and BB Beasley for these, but I do want to know how many cookies was in here, because I think...
I'm going to tell you, they delicious.
You ate some of them, didn't you?
Well, they brought me some too, so, you know, they gave me...
You mean you ate yours and then got into mine?
Yeah, you know, I almost didn't want to bring you yours, you know.
I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate it.
I don't know about him, but I do appreciate it.
I really appreciate it. They are delicious.
Them girls make some good cookies.
They do. They are good. I always told me they make their own cookie factory.
Well, since you ate some of my cookies, you can do your deal.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Welcome to where the 5 to 9 more than makes up for the 9 to 5. To where you check your troubles, along with your coat. And days are made, even at 10 at night. Welcome to the best time you've ever had, since the last time you were here. To old friends, new experiences, and forgotten cares. Welcome to where life moves at the speed of you. Welcome to Sam's Town Tunica Hotel and Gambling Hall by Boyd. Welcome to where you want to be.
Instead of telling you about an affordable communication service that will save you money for a rainy day, I'm going to let one of my clients from Columbia Dental Group tell you all about Host My Services.
You're not losing any service, your phone calls, you don't drop any calls, have any issues at all. They have the app where if you have an off-site person, they just have the app on their phone, they can use it from there. Like, you should definitely get a quote, because even buying a whole new phone system is cheaper than what you're going to pay for with Verizon or AT&T or anybody else through them. And the quality is great.
Just the customer service.
Customer service, I talked to him.
There's two things to remember when checking out Host My Communication Services. Number one is free analysis of your current communication costs. Number two is there's no capital outlay for the equipment. Two great reasons to call 931-581-4411 today and start saving for that rainy day.
People in Tennessee are starting a movement.
Ouch. Thank you.
To clean up the litter on our roadways. Litter hurts our environment and endangers wildlife, and it affects our quality of life.
Here, grab me. Thank you.
Help keep our state litter-free.
Let's roll.
Visit NobodyTrashesTennessee.com and be a part of the solution to end littering.
Saving the best for last.
That's right. Nobody trashes Tennessee.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Okay, welcome back. I want to remind everybody that we've got an auction coming up on the 28th. That's going to be, it's going to tell a lot, because there'll be a lot of flat shot horses over there. A lot of them show ready. We're going to have one in there. Deal's Dancing Lady. She will be there. But I suggest everybody go out there and check these horses out, because you don't know. You can get you a racking horse there. You can get you a flat-shod show horse. You can get you a trail horse, spotted horse. No
I love everything. Yep.
And they do a great job. Dave and his buddies out there, Mike Tibbs, you name it, and they'll have other people out there helping, but this is a good deal.
And come out there to support it anyway.
Yeah. Well, yeah, everybody needs to support this. Yes. Is the walking horse industry. Everybody needs support. Also, want to remind everybody, I still have jewelry. Got not a tremendous amount, but I still got quite a bit. Need to get rid of all of it, so I'm marking it down a lot. Plus, we have a bracelet that is, I've had 3 or 4 people call about that bracelet. They want it. It's just, but it's nice. I'm telling you, heavy. You couldn't ask for anything better. It's one of a kind.
Beautiful piece right there.
Hey, I'd love to be able to buy it, but someone's going to have to give me a raise. But it is now. It's a real pretty one. I want to talk about what's going on. They had a webinar to where they constantly talked about the walking horse and the racking horse. They brought up a lot of different things, but to me, they made it sound like it's almost a trick, like the only breed they mentioned was the walking and the racking. And we all know that according to the new rule, all breeds are covered.
Yes.
So they did some things, and especially some of the things that are going out on the internet from other breeds right now. Like they're making posts out there about being careful what you do. This guy right here, he makes a post out there about the abusive, that's not abusive, affects show horse industry, and we more and more empty arena seats every year. Well, you do, but it ain't the walking horse. We're the ones that have been inspecting our horses. We've been increasing the compliance of our horses. We just, every time we go to a show, the USDA moves the goal line.
Yes, that's right.
Where now, if a horse gets hurt in the field and we care for it and heal it up, well, like what happened to you, they'll call you out on that. And it cost you time and money to get that horse to where it had a scar on its knee, but that's from out there. These people are warning theirs about gingering and all this, that not to let the public see it because they might misinterpret. Well, I really love that. In other words, hide it. It's okay to do it, but you better hide it.
Yeah.
And the government wants to point the finger at us.
You know, one of these things, Jerry, I think the government is trying to do is they'll tell you one thing, and it's using the walking and the racking horse as a thing to get everybody else against us, against this breed, and then what they're gonna load a boom down when all this stuff come out, it's gonna be for everybody.
Oh, they're gonna get them all.
Yes.
And these other breeds, the whole time that they're pointing to us, they're out here making posts like that.
Yes, that's right.
I have never seen a walking horse person say, hey, we better not put this out there on the internet because people will misunderstand it. We've been very open about, we know that we have some problems in the walking horse industry.
Yes.
We've addressed them. Our DQPs go after them. And these DQPs are well versed in walking horses. But the government, if you don't know where the line is, if you don't know what the rule is, or if you got people who do not follow it that are supposed to be enforcing it,
yes,
then you got a major problem.
Oh yeah, if you don't know your rights, anybody can tell you anything. You don't know what's true or false.
Well, it's kind of like a guy out here, if he's a patrol officer and he says, heck, I just want to give 5 tickets today, so I don't care, I'll just stop them, I'll write them up, whether they're out or not, I'll get them. And that's what's happening to us. And that's what really upsets me, is the government, if they followed the HPA and they inspected the way they should inspect, then we never would have had a problem with the second opinion by the USDA, where they got in an argument about it. We never would have had that because everybody would have been, on the same page. But you go back, it was first passed in 1970, and it was amended in 76. To me, it's not that hard to see a horse that is abused.
Yes, that's right.
And it's not that hard for the USDA to give a ticket knowing good and well there's nothing wrong with the horse. They did it during the celebration every year.
Yeah.
Every year during the celebration, they're big time going after it. So it just upsets me that they say we're the bad guys, but they're the ones that are, to me, breaking the law, breaking the rules. It's just like we had the webinar. That was a very poor webinar. I mean, it was poorly done, and they would not answer. They had question and answer sections, but they brought up the fact, the 50-50 rule. Now, the new rule says you can't have pads or action device. So why did they bring up the 50-50 rule?
Yes.
Now, my answer to that, what I got back was, well, there'll be breeds with pads. The only pads you can have, according to them, are therapeutic pads. And they're going to be watching that. So why the 50-50 rule? Why the heel to toe ratio? If we can't have pads.
Yeah.
So it will never go over if they take pads from one breed and don't take them from another.
You're exactly right.
Now, we've proven, even through the USDA had the group come in and do all these inspections. They had them do the surveys. They had them analyze everything. They told them the pads and action device do not harm a horse. But they turn around, and as of February 1st, 2025, we won't have pads, action device. All of this right here goes into effect. Prohibited all pads, wedges, artificial toe extensions, and substances on the pasterns of Tennessee walking and racking horses unless there is documented therapeutic exemption for such use. Again, they mention the walking and the racking.
Yes. But
they don't mention anybody else. But the HPA, the new rule states it's for all breeds. And there was one section in there where she talked about, and this is what gets me, that as long as the horse is moving forward. Hey, conclusion right there is your conclusion. Everybody can read that. People don't understand half of what the government is telling them.
You're right.
They believe that this one group tells their people, well, we're going to be all right. I got news for you, you're not going to be all right. Y'all can think all you want to, because I, for one, would be up in Washington myself raising Cain if they told you that you could have ice cream, but I couldn't. That ain't right.
No, that's not right.
If they told you you can go 35 miles an hour, but I can't, that ain't right. And that's what they're doing.
Oh, yeah. They're
saying that this is fine for them, but this ain't fine for you. That ain't ever going to work. And people need to realize that's what they're, I don't know whether they're just trying to turn every breed against each other.
That's what, and that's what the whole biggest thing of it is, Jerry. And that's just like you saying on the question part of it. They did not answer questions, just like they do in person. If you ask them a question, they figure they don't have to answer it.
Yeah.
And that's the same thing. They won't tell you what they're going to do, but then when you ask a question, they don't want to answer it.
Those right there are the ones Chase asked. I asked some. They didn't answer them, but I tell you what they were doing. They got one question, and she started to answer it, and then she said, no, you could see she was typing it in to get someone else to answer it. It's a simple question. I mean, Chase asked them, when would they take the pads and the action device from other breeds? They wouldn't answer it. I asked them, is this pertaining to only the Tennessee walking and racking horses. They wouldn't answer it. And the reason they wouldn't answer it, because if they did, they was letting the other breeds know right out front that, yes, they're coming after you.
That's right.
So there's it. So, I mean, and that's just the way it is. I'm wanting everybody to think about the industry, think about what we're doing, and just give some thought to it. And then give some thought to helping fast on this.
You're right. You need to help as much as you can.
Right. Now, we're going to spend the rest of the show, is going to be something special. It's going to be about a guy that I met many, many years ago, had a lot of respect for. He was a breeder. And I mean, he was a good breeder. And Larry Lohman was I really thought Larry Lohman would have made a great CEO of the operation. Yeah. Because there's one thing about Larry, he loved the walking horses. So we're going to take a short pause for our sponsors, and then we're going to come back in just a minute with Larry Lohman and what he's doing. But it's just trying to get people to understand where we're at. We can move forward, but we have to win these lawsuits.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I know that the USDA has been called in multiple lies more than once. I mean, they can't help themselves. But we've got to win the lawsuits in order for anybody to help us. We win them lawsuits, then it's pretty slam dunk that we're going to keep our pads and action devices.
Yeah.
Now, that's my opinion. But if we win the court case, then we ought to be able to walk in there and say, hey, this is the way it is. But people have to support it. I mean,
people better realize if they can do this to this breed, they can do it to any breed they want to do it to. And they can say, hey, the Tennessee walking horses and the racking horses, we're going to do this year. You don't never know what's going to happen 2 months or 3 months down the road down there.
Yeah. I think it was you that told me about the person that stands over here and he sees what's going on in this breed. And he says, well, that doesn't affect me, so I'm not going to get involved. But if they had got involved, they could have stopped it.
They could have stopped it. That's right.
And that's where we're at now. We got breeds that say, well, that don't affect us, so I ain't worried about it. Problem is, it does affect them, and it affects all. If you're a show breed, if you're a gated trainer, if your child sits on a horse and goes into a horse show, it's going to affect her. Y'all have never seen the children of the walking horse industry stand there and cry because the government decided they didn't want that horse to show.
That's right.
I mean, what was it one year that we had one up there, Johnson, was over there turning down equitation horses.
Yeah.
The equitation horses are not judged. The riders are judged. And people got to laughing at him, and he was wondering why. I mean, he's looking around like, why are they laughing? Well, you ignorant. That horse he's not even trained. They use him to show her riding skills. So it's just silliness, trying to make them understand that these horses, there's everything the USDA says is just told to them by the Humane Society of the United States. What was the 3 vets said that they brought in here one year? They said, this ain't what we thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
But enough of that. Everybody's going to have a good time now because we're going to watch some.
A smart man.
Hey, Larry Lohman was one of a kind. We're going to a commercial first, though.
We'll be right back after these messages.
Giles Dunn is a leader in both cultured and lab-grown diamonds. Located at 234 North Jackson Street in Tullahoma, Tennessee, Giles Dunn is well known for his beautifully designed jewelry. From that special diamond for your special wedding day to the one that says I love you more, Giles Dunn is the place to shop if you want to say it with diamonds. Open 5 days a week and always ready to assist you in that one-in-a-lifetime purchase. To set an appointment for cultured or lab-grown diamond viewing, call 931-563-7800.
Hey Tennessee, Ross Chastain here, the guy who likes to smash watermelons on the front stretch at Nashville Superspeedway. But you know what I never smash? Safety rules. Racing's all about control, and the same goes for life on the road. So use your melon and don't mix drinking and driving. It's like trying to race with a busted engine. Be a pit crew hero, and if you've had a few, pass the keys to a sober friend, because we're all racing toward a safer Tennessee, and we want you there at the finish line.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
Welcome back. All right, now we're going to go to the interview. And I want everybody to listen, because this is one Jim and I did, it was years ago.
We're just outside of Shelbyville on the, I believe, Bell Buckle Road at the Bridlewood Farm. And right now we're standing in front of the Stallion Center, but this farm's it's a huge farm outside Shelbyville run by Larry Lohman. And I believe today he's going to show us a lot of his stallions that are standing at stud here, such as RPM, Silver Dollar, Ironworks, and many more.
Okay, and there's as you say, there are a number of those stallions here, and with a great tradition and history behind them as well.
Most of these are world champions.
Okay, as Jerry said, this is indeed a beautiful farm here. As it seems to just go on forever with these white fences and just absolutely a beautiful place, and we're going to kind of take you on a tour of it today. We're going to go right now and find the owner of the farm, Mr. Larry Lohman. We'll be back with you in just a second. We're here with Larry Lohman. Larry is the owner of Bridlewood Farms. Larry, thank you so much for the opportunity to come over here and kind of tour this, because it's all new to us. How long have you been in this kind of business, Larry?
I started riding and showing when I was about 7 years old, but we've actually had Bridlewood Farm here for the last 10 years. In fact, we just celebrated our 10th anniversary. We're going into our 11th year. And we've been very fortunate with the breeding industry that we started here.
Now, you're one of the largest breeding farms around, I understand. Is that correct?
We're fortunate. We stand 15 stallions here. We have several world grand champions and a lot of individual or divisional world champions. Yes, sir.
Okay. When I was coming in a moment ago, I noticed that there's a sign that says tour buses this way and visitors this way. Now, that must mean that you welcome people to come and see your facility here.
We're the only walking horse farm that welcomes visitors, and last year we had over 8,000 visitors through our farm, and those are from all over the world. We're on a lot of the tours, like Gray Line tours and tours out of Atlanta, and they come through here, visit with us, visit with Bell Buckle, and then Jack Daniels, and possibly back to Nashville or back to Chattanooga or Atlanta.
Okay, so you get a lot of folks that get to see this process here.
A lot of folks.
You were also instrumental in starting a walking horse museum, were you not?
We started a walking horse museum back in the 70s to basically start preserving some of our history and some of the material, that books, magazines, trophies, all that kind of thing, to preserve the history. Yes, sir.
Now, when people come to tour your facility here, what's one of the first things you do for them?
We like to show them a video that the Breeders Association, Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders Association, that I'm fortunate enough to be Vice President of Marketing in that department. And we put together a video that we pretty much used to promote the horse. So at this time, I'd like to show you that video, if that's okay.
I'd love to see it, Larry.
Good.
Possibilities. That's what you'll discover when you enter the wonderful world of the Tennessee Walking Horse. From a smooth riding pleasure mount to a high-powered show horse, the adaptable Tennessee Walking Horse provides something for everyone.
Hi, I'm Devin O'Day, the proud owner of a Tennessee Walking Horse. Today we'll explore this unique horse and demonstrate many of its outstanding qualities.
This breed began as a hardy utility horse and later became famous under the bright lights of the show ring. Along the way, it earned a reputation as the world's greatest show and pleasure horse. Today, the Tennessee Walking Horse is becoming the mount of choice for trail riders, ranchers, endurance riders, field trial enthusiasts, mounted patrol units, handicapped riding programs, and outfitting operations. The breed's versatility is demonstrated in its ability to excel in a variety of disciplines, and because of its gentle disposition and smooth riding gaits, riders of all ages and levels of experience throughout the world are discovering the endless possibilities that exist aboard a Tennessee Walking Horse.
Today's Tennessee Walking Horse stands slightly over 15 hands and weighs 900 and 1,200 pounds.
The breed features a pretty head with medium to small, well-placed ears. The neck ties high into a long sloping shoulder. The top line is strong and short, and the hip is long and sloping. The underline is long in relation to the top line, allowing for greater length of stride. The predominant coat colors are black, chestnut, bay, and sorrel, but a variety of other colors and patterns exist within the breed. They include palomino, roan, gray, buckskin, overo, sabino, tobiano, champagne, and cremello.
To better understand the modern Tennessee Walking Horse, it's important to know its beginnings. The Tennessee Walking Horse carries the blood of 4 distinct breeds: the Thoroughbred, the Standardbred, the American Saddlebred, and the Morgan. This blood is linked together through the Narragansett and the Canadian Pacer.
During the early 1800s, many stallions were imported into the central basin of Tennessee, most of which came from Canada and trace their lineage to the Narragansett Pacer. When crossed with the native utility mares of the region, a strain of racing and saddle horses known as the Tennessee Pacer began to develop. In 1903, James R. Brantley of Coffee County, Tennessee, acquired a small, unheralded 17-year-old stallion named Allen. Though he possessed quality Standardbred and Morgan bloodlines, this racing trotter had been a failure on the track because rather than trot, his natural tendency was to perform the lateral gait known as the pace. However, when mated with the Tennessee Pacer mares of the region, the resulting offspring nearly always displayed a smooth gliding gait and a gentle disposition, ideal traits for the rugged terrain of Middle Tennessee. Allen would prove to be the missing ingredient the Tennessee breeders had been seeking, and the line breeding of his descendants gave birth to the Tennessee Walking Horse. In 1935, those interested in walking horses established their own breed registry called the Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders Association of America. Headquartered in Lewisburg, Tennessee, the first job facing the new association was the selection of foundation stock on which to underpin the breed. This proved a difficult process because many of the horses known to have been the most influential in shaping the breed had long been deceased. After many months of searching out pedigrees, 115 animals were selected as foundation stock. Here we see the original 1935 Allen F1 Certificate of Registration. Because of his profound influence in establishing the breed, Black Allen was designated the #1 foundation sire and became known from that day forward as Allen F1. This distinction was granted 25 years after his death. While the breed was being promoted as the world's greatest pleasure horse by the association, many breeders had long been interested in showing their Tennessee Walking Horses. In 1939, the first Tennessee Walking Horse National Celebration took place in Shelbyville, Tennessee. Although a separate entity from the Breeders' Association, it was considered the Breed Showcase, or World Championship Show. Today, based on entries and spectators, the celebration is the world's largest horse show. In 1950, the Tennessee Walking Horse became an officially recognized breed by the United States Department of Agriculture, and in 1974, the corporate name of the association was amended to the Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders and Exhibitors Association. While the Tennessee Walking Horse is unique for many reasons, its gaits are what set it apart from other breeds. In the show ring, the Tennessee Walking Horse performs 3 gaits: the flat walk, the running walk, and the canter. The flat walk is a smooth and easy 4-beat diagonal gait that reaches a speed of 5 to 7 miles per hour. During a properly executed flat walk, one foot remains on the ground at all times. Unlike the trot, at no time are all 4 legs suspended off the ground. This footfall absorbs the shock and is the reason for the smooth ride. The hind legs function like a pair of scissors, driving underneath the body in an overstriding manner. Overstride occurs when a hind foot surpasses the imprint made by the corresponding front foot. For example, the right hind leg strides underneath and oversteps the imprint made by the right foreleg, and vice versa on the left side. A long overstride is a desirable trait that allows the Tennessee Walking Horse to cover more ground with less effort than other breeds. The forehand breaks off the ground and reaches out in an elevated arc, while the head nods in a cadenced rhythm with each step, prompting the old saying, "If he ain't noddin', he ain't walkin'." The running walk is a more accelerated, gliding version of the flat walk and reaches a speed of 8 to 10 miles per hour. The added speed of the running walk produces a bolder, more animated look and is the gait for which the Tennessee Walking Horse is best known. The third gait, the canter, is a 3-beat gait as in all breeds. The canter, a well-trained Tennessee Walking Horse, should lift and flow with ease and comfort of a rocking chair. Today, walking horses are used in a variety of disciplines, both English and Western, and compete in divisions based on specific shoeing requirements. Flat-shod horses compete in the pleasure divisions, while horses bred and trained to compete wearing special padded shoes are shown in the performance division. Backed by the Tennessee Walking Horse Breeders and Exhibitors Association in Lewisburg, Tennessee, the official breed registry, the Tennessee Walking Horse has experienced phenomenal growth in recent years. The association boasts members in all corners of the United States and has truly become an international organization with an ever-growing foreign membership. TWHBEA records the pedigrees of Tennessee Walking Horses and maintains the purity of the breed, promotes the breed in its many qualities, and assures the general welfare of all Tennessee Walking Horses. Members can participate in a number of diverse programs, including versatility, distance, futurity, and youth. The versatility program in particular showcases the breed's ability to excel in a variety of events, such as barrel racing, reining, dressage, pleasure driving, pole bending, jumping, trail obstacle, and western riding. Members enrolled in the versatility program compete for points with the ultimate goal of attaining the prestigious titles of Adult Superior Champion or Youth Supreme Champion. Membership in TWHBEA also means conducting association business at reduced rates. And as part of the dues package, members are entitled to receive the Voice of the Tennessee Walking Horse, the official breed journal. TWHBEA publishes this colorful magazine 11 times a year. The Tennessee Walking Horse is a special animal because it offers something for everyone. It is, without question, the most adaptable horse in the world. As a pleasure horse, none is better on the trail, easier to ride, or gentler. As a show horse, none can captivate a crowd as much or annually lure 250,000 fans to its championship event in a small southern town. And no matter where your interests lie, whether on the trail or on the rail, the docile, athletic, smooth, and versatile Tennessee Walking Horse will take you where you want to go in comfort and in style. It is indeed the world's greatest show and pleasure horse. Possibilities. That's what you'll discover when you enter the wonderful world of the Tennessee Walking Horse.
Well, Larry, I think that was a very informative video that we just got to see there, and what a great way to start this tour, because now we got someone like me has a little background information.
Right. Well, I hope you enjoyed it. Like I say, we put that together as an educational and promotional, and I hope it did give you a little bit of education. So now that you've seen the video, let's go see a live Tennessee walking horse.
That's a good idea. I'm assuming this is one of your stallions right here. Who is this?
This is Ironworks. He's a 4-time world champion, 1-time world grand champion. He's the only plantation horse to have been retired at the Horse National Celebration. He's sort of our mascot here. A lot of the tours that come and people that come to visit love to have their pictures made with Ironworks and love to see him. And he's got a pretty good fan club across the United States.
I bet he does. And Ironworks is not a bit bashful, is he?
Not a bit.
He's not afraid of the cameras at all.
Not a bit.
Okay. And how long have you had him here?
He's been with me since 1992. He among our 15 stallions, he's the one that's been here the longest. We basically started with him and a stallion that belonged to my wife, her amateur horse. And he passed away several years ago. He was up in years, but we'd had him all his life. But Ironworks was our first one, and then the next stud we got was Ultra Copy, which is next door to Ironworks.
Okay, and how old is Ironworks?
He's 18 this year.
18. And how long will he be able to stand at stud, Larry?
Basically until he dies. I mean, he's a very fertile stallion, so he'll breed somewhere in the neighborhood of 70 to 100 mares a year. And he's very, very potent and will remain that way.
And what is the life expectancy of a Tennessee walking horse?
These horses live to be a good age. A lot of them 25 to 30, somewhere in the neighborhood. We have horses showing in the ring right now and competing that is well in their 20s. And we're probably one of the few breeds that have that horses that show at that age.
Okay.
But these horses are very versatile and they have a longevity and they last a long time.
I suppose it would be safe to say that these horses are pretty well cared for and rather pampered based on what I've seen so far.
Pretty much. We try our best to take very good care of them, and they give us enjoyment back.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, this one right here is definitely not afraid of the cameras, you know.
Well, that's another quality about the Tennessee walking horse. They're very gentle animals, and they're used a lot all over the world now as cattle horses. They're used for pleasure horses on ranches. You can ride them all day with the Tennessee walk and not get tiring. They don't have the bounce to them and all that. So they're a very versatile horse, and then you can take the horse to the show ring and have a great time in the show ring.
Right. Okay. Well, this is certainly a beautiful horse here, and what a statement for your stable here, Larry.
Well, thank you very much. We're very
great
proud
ambassador.
of it.
All right, we're going to move along here. Where are we going now, Larry?
We'll probably go down to the breeding barn and check our breeding.
All right. Sounds good. Nice to see you, Ironworks. Larry, as we talk about the breeding process here, how do you select which mare breeds which stallion?
Good question, Jim. Our stallions, we have a good variety of stud fees. We have them that range from 500 up to like 2,500 or a little better. A lot of it is usually by the performance of the horse, or it's by the pedigree. A lot of people like to breed the pedigree. You got a certain pedigree on a mare, you want to either try to enhance that pedigree by breeding to maybe a better stallion to get a little different difference on your pedigree, or you take a mare, for instance, that has maybe a good back end but not a great front end. You might want to breed to a stallion that has a great front end to enhance her offspring.
So this is kind of a science that you guys have developed over the years.
It's very much a science, and it's very high tech, believe it or not.
Okay. And we're gonna see some more of that here and talk about that some more. But you mentioned that you can breed a horse for $500, or you can breed a horse for $2,500. So there are several levels that a person could get into this industry if they wanted to.
Oh, exactly. Here we try to have a stallion that'll fit almost all your breeding needs. No matter if you're breeding even spotted. We have 2 spotted stallions that we stand. We have plantation stallions. We have performance stallions. We try to cover cover the entire market that we have developed.
So are there opportunities to show these horses no matter what kind of horse that you have?
Sure. We have the plantation inn, we have the versatility inn for the kids, we have youth programs, we have the performance inn, and in the performance we have juvenile, amateur, ladies, men. We have tried throughout the years, the industry has tried to develop classes that you can show virtually any kind of horse that you own. Even a horse that you train at home, it shows there's classes that you can show those horses in.
Okay, so when a horse is bred here, do you guarantee that there will be a live foal?
We're one of the few breeding farms that on every one of our stallions we guarantee a live foal.
Okay.
And basically that means a foal that's born in stands and nurses, and that is a healthy foal.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Basically, you know, if a person's coming and breeding to one of our stallions and spending the money, we like to know that or guarantee them that they're going to get a baby. That's what they're coming here to do business with, and we try to satisfy that and try to do all we can to get them a baby.
Do you give them advice about which stud they should breed to, or do they usually have that in mind when they come?
They usually have that in mind. I try not to do that because customer-wise, in standing 15 stallions, you run into a problem of suggesting one stallion over another, and we don't claim to be the I guess you'd say the historical, well, we give a lot of historical facts, but we don't claim to be the guru of the industry. We just basically let you make up your mind.
Okay. So what would the stud be for a horse like Ironworks that we just saw a moment ago?
Ironworks, the stud fee runs about $750, and we breed, like I said before, somewhere between 70 to 100 mares a year.
I see. Okay. All right, Larry, let's move along then. Sounds good.
Barn. As you can see now, we have a stallion that's coming back from the breeding barn. So these stallions are collected routinely, weekly, on Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday.
I see.
Those are our breeding days, and then we let them have Tuesday and Thursday and Sunday off.
I see.
And that's the deal, that you don't want to overbreed your stallion, so we have to give them a little part of rest there.
Larry, I think we are now in the breeding barn. Is that
yes,
correct?
Yes, we're in the breeding lab.
Breeding lab. And we talked a little bit ago about this kind of being a high-tech industry, and this is not strictly by chance, as one might think. Explain a little bit about how that works, Larry.
We collect each one of our stallions, like I said, on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and Saturday. Those are our breeding days. We have 3 days that we let the stallions have off. But in collecting of the semen, we, like you say, it is a high tech, because we're shipping semen all over the world, and we got to make sure that what we're shipping is a good dose and a dose that's going to get the mare and foal.
Right.
So what we do, we have a computer system here, and in this computer system, we can take each horse is programmed, each of our stallions is programmed in here, and we put a drop of semen in this vial. We put it in the machine, and we punch that stallion's code in, and then on the screen here, it will tell our breeding manager, Scott, how many mares he can breed with that collection, how many per million or billion sperm is in that collection, and then how he can split that to be shipped or to be all over the United States to breed mares, or to breed mares here on the farm.
Okay, that is unbelievable. I mean, this is strictly no chance to this. You can pretty well guarantee that, can't you?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, we have to, because you got a person overseas that's sitting there. He has had his local vet. They've checked this mare periodically through her heat cycle. They've got to get that mare on that end right to where she's ready to ovulate, to drop that egg, for this semen to be there on the exact day when she's going to ovulate. So you only got about a 12-hour window there.
Okay.
So they'll call us a couple of days before and say how they've checked their mare and that she's progressing so and so forth. And then on the day of collection, they'll call us by 11 o'clock. We'll collect the semen, put it on UPS or FedEx overnight, and have it to them by 11 o'clock the next day. So that mare will be bred when she ovulates.
So anywhere in the world you can.
Anywhere in the world. We fly semen everywhere.
Okay.
We have courier service that comes here, picks it up. We ship in these containers. This is called an equitainer, and the semen is put into a small container in here, like this.
Right.
And then it's ice packs put on top of it. And the semen can live in this container up to 72 hours.
I see.
But our goal is to get it there within 12 hours.
Right.
Sometimes because of delivery and planes and whatever, that it's a 48 hours before it gets there. But basically,
still well within the window, though.
Still well within the window.
Okay.
Because after that point in time, your semen begins to deteriorate some.
Okay, I see. Or is it different for a Tennessee Walker than other kinds of horses? They're
No
pretty much the same.
Gestation cycle's the same, and the season of which a mare comes in and stays in is the same, 7 to 9 days.
You mentioned as we were walking from one place to the other a while ago that you used to deliver the foals, and I don't know whether that's the correct terminology or not, but you quit. Tell me about that. Why was that?
We used to deliver a lot of foals for people. We would foal out mares, get them in foal, and then send them home. But our numbers has increased here so much in breeding, and mares coming and going, and also the responsibility. People don't understand that you really got to stay with these mares night and day to guarantee that foal is going to be born. And a year or two ago, we delivered somewhere in the neighborhood of 80 or better foals here in a spring. And I think I stayed here on the farm 63 days and nights and never left. So it gets to be a job, and you begin to, those sleepless nights, you begin to wonder when it's going to end. We were delivering sometimes 3 and 4 foals a night, and we've had storms, and lights have gone out. We've delivered foals by truck light and flashlight and you name it. So, but that's basically why we've ventured off from that.
Yeah, okay. I can see that would be a handful. One thing that I think we need to clear up here. When we started this, I think I introduced you as the owner of this farm, but I believe you've got some help with that as well, do you not?
The farm belongs to my wife and I, Judith Burgess, and we started, like I say, this thing 10 years ago, and it basically started out of both of our love for horses. She was from West Virginia, and I was basically from North Carolina. Moved here when I was a kid, and she had show horses. I had show horses, and when we got married, it was just a natural to sort of do this too. So we've been together now about 21 years, and we've had 2 world grand champions. We've had 15 world champions, 17 world champions, and numerous other individual champions. So we've had a very successful run, and we hope it continues.
I bet it does, because this is it takes unique people to do this, and everywhere we've been, it's almost like a husband and wife team. Both of you have to support the efforts here.
Exactly, and it makes it a lot more fun. And we have always made a family deal. She had 2 daughters when we got married, and I have a son. My son works here now. He's our stallion manager, and my daughter has a farm right down the road, and where she raises mares and babies, and she started an operation with her stallion down there. And then my other daughter showed, and she now lives in Mobile. So we made it a family affair, and that's the good thing about the Tennessee walking horse industry too. Most people who are in it make it a family affair, because you know the good thing about it, you can take your children to the horse show on Saturday night. You can enjoy a sport. You know where they are. You get to discuss everything about the horse show on the way home, and you know it gets to be like I said, just a good family outing. And the kids really learn the responsibility with the horses.
Okay, what a great way to live, Larry.
It is.
What a great way to live. Now this is ironworks you have out here in the exercise area, I believe. Is that correct, Larry?
Yeah, Jim, this is ironworks that you saw earlier, and this is one of our stallion paddocks. We have 3 here on the farm side by side that we turn our stallions out. We believe in exercise is a necessity in the longevity of these horses' lives, and they get to come out at least 3 days a week for a half a day to run and play and visit the sunshine and fresh air.
You know, Ironworks seems to know you pretty well, Larry. I mean, it's like he has some pretty close connection with you.
Everybody's always said that. Like I say, he's been here a long time, but he's an exceptional horse. even in the show ring, when you show him, or if you've ever seen him show, he watches the crowd. He doesn't miss a beat. We take him on exhibitions, and he's been TSC's mascot for a grand opening of their stores, and he watches everything that goes on. He's just a very attentive horse.
Larry, this Ironworks won the celebration, correct, for the Plantation Pleasure Horse?
Right, the Plantation World Grand Championship.
Can you tell us a little bit about that and that particular class?
That division, the Plantation division, carries a plantation shoe. It's not the built-up shoe that you would see in the performance horse end. We'll see a performance stallion here in a second, but he carries a regular plantation shoe, and there are a lot of divisions of that. There's stallion divisions, mares, juveniles, and divisions like that also.
Well, you said he was going to roll in the mud. Well, he's done that.
He loves to get out and roll and scratch, and just loves to play.
Well, he's got him a playmate out there right now, but I think that one left.
You know, it's real amazing. That dog just came here. He's a stray, and he's been with us some time now, and all he does is stay in the fields, and he doesn't run the mares or babies or anything, but he just stays right with them, seems to enjoy them.
And they don't seem to be annoyed by that at all. Certainly a beautiful horse there, Larry. What are the horses that are over behind in the other stalls over there?
These are our yearling fillies. This is the way we try to make money around here, is raising the babies and selling them. And that pasture there is full of fillies, and then we have the pasture next door has all of our stallions, or our young males, as a lot of people refer to them. We have to keep them separated. When we wean them at age 6 months, we let them run together till they're about 9, 10, 11 months. But when they get somewhere around 12, you better start separating, because the boys become boys, and they begin to aggravate the little females. So we separate them, and they grow better that way.
I see. And I don't believe we talked about this earlier, but how old are the females when you start to breed them?
We like to start 3 or above. I don't like to breed 2-year-olds. We do have customers that bring them here when they're late in the year as a 2-year-old, but to me, the 2-year-olds aren't well enough developed. They're sort of like juvenile or teenagers, and their ovaries and reproductive systems just not developed enough for me. So I like to wait till the year of a 3, and that way when they have the foal, they'll be 4, because it takes 345 days.
I'll tell you what, that Ironworks is pretty.
He's a beautiful horse, isn't he?
Right. I think you're going to bring a performance stallion out and let us show us the parking methods. We had discussed them last week on the show, and I tried to explain it to Jim, but I believe you're going to show us exactly what it is. I could never get it across.
We're going to bring Ultra Copy out. Ultra Copy is a 5-time world champion. He's won almost every major show in the nation, and we've had him here since 1993. And he breeds a good amount of mares each year, and he's got some horses now that are beginning to come on and be real good in a lot of the divisions.
Well, let's go to Ultra Copy and see how we're going to park him out, Jim.
All right, sounds good to me.
The Tennessee Walking Horse is rapidly becoming the horse of choice when selecting a great ride for the family. If you're looking for a smooth, easy ride on the trail that will take you through hills and streams, or an obstacle course competition, the versatility of the Tennessee Walking Horse will stand out by showing its willingness to learn and its smooth, easy, steady gait through the course. If it's a competitive show horse you're looking for, the Tennessee Walking Horse is the perfect family horse by young and old. Whether it's flat shot or padded performance classes for an amateur adult or youth, a walking horse is the horse of choice. The Tennessee Walking Horse is perfect for every equestrian division. Also, remember one simple truth.
If you ride one today, you'll own one tomorrow. That's a fact.
Folks, this is where you send money to help in the legal fund to combat the new proposed rulemaking that the USDA released here a couple weeks ago. This is tax-deductible donation as fast as a 501c3, and be sure to put legal fund on your memo line, as this guarantees that your money goes exactly where you want it to go.
More of What a Horse coming up.
Larry, we're here with another one of your stars in your stable here. Who is this?
This is Ultra Copy. He's a 5-time world champion. We've had him since 1993, and he's one of our most popular breeders here. Now, this is a performance horse.
And tell me about it. What is a performance horse?
The performance horse is a horse that carries the built-up shoes.
I see.
And of course, a lot of people think that have the misinterpretation that these are lead and weighted and all this, but these are just plastic build-ups. And it's sort of, I relate it to like a lady with high heel shoes. And let me just walk him around. I'll come back and stop here. I relate this with like a woman with high heel shoes, that these horses it gives them the animated gait.
I see.
The high stepping gait. But also it's like a lady getting dressed up to go out to show, you know, she wears her high heels.
Exactly.
But basically we start these horses when they're yearlings, when they're coming 2-year-olds, usually about 18 to 19 months old, with a small, what we call package of this shoe. And as they get older and as they progress into a bigger gait, we add a little bit more. But we're regulated within our industry that they can only be so big, they can only weigh so much, so that way we're not just stacking a whole bunch of weight on. But you know, the horse is the only animal that we have that goes against weight. So put an ounce on a horse, he steps away from it rather than dragging it like we do as humans.
Yes.
So normally these will weigh, on a 1,200-pound horse, this shoe will weigh somewhere in the neighborhood of 4 to 4.5 pounds. So that's not very much,
right,
with a 1,200 pound.
No, that's pretty insignificant, isn't it?
And you'll notice too with the shoes on Ultra Copy here that the shoes are at a perfect angle. We don't change the angle of the leg. The bone structure and everything is still straight.
Right.
In other words, if he had those shoes off, he would be at the same angle as he's got them on. So we're not deviating any way in the way he actually walks naturally.
Right. Do you actually ever ride Ultra Copy?
We use him a lot for our bus tours and our exhibitions and things like that. He's a very good ambassador. He's a very natural horse and very well behaved, and we like to use him for that.
He's a beautiful horse indeed.
I understand you like to see one part, so we'll make him part.
Well, I just learned that last week, Larry.
So you want him to stand square behind, and then he will just stretch his front legs out as if to show everybody how beautiful he is.
All right. And he is indeed beautiful.
Isn't he beautiful?
And I think I've learned something else today, Larry.
We're going to make a horseman out of you.
I believe so. I believe so. All I can say is what Jerry Harris always says, Larry, that's what a horse.
What a horse.
I've learned an awful lot. You've got a wonderful, beautiful facility here.
Well, Jim, we've enjoyed having you and Jerry out here today, and hope you'll come back again, and hope that some of the viewers that see this will come visit with us and see some of our beautiful horses.
Well, that's the purpose of this entire series, Larry, and you've certainly made that happen for us today, and I thank you and wish you the best of luck in the future. You got some great horses out here.
Thank you very much. Like I say, come back again.
We'll be back.
Appreciate it, Larry.
Yes, sir.
Working out hard every day to be the best I can. I shifted to the right, shifted to the left, hunker down low and reach high to the sky. Got my rhythm down pat, so they say. I'm looking like a winner in every way. So when I hear somebody say, what a horse, I know they're talking about me, of course. And I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. I'm a prime example of a Tennessee walker, a high-stepping, fast-walking Tennessee talker. I'm gonna be in that winner's circle someday. Ah, please start talking.